there's so much going through my mind, I don't even know how to process it. I just know that what I know that God has placed in my mind before me, maybe even some of my own flesh has built upon things that I see, my vision, my dream, my goals. It is so big, and I know that God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that I can ever ask or think. So if I'm thinking it, God can do it. He can help me do it. He can bring me the people, the resources to do those things. So I have no doubt it's possible. And I believe that my faith and belief is so precise that it frustrates me, because I'm like, why am I having to wait? What's the hold up? What's taking so long? And I feel like what I've messed up is I have stressed myself out on trying to make it happen because I know it's what I'm supposed to do. The whole picture, every part of it. And I know this board needs to go here and this board needs to go here, and you got a house, you get this big project that you're trying to build, let's say, and you know all these pieces, and you know the plumbing needs to go here, electricity needs to go here, and you're trying to do it. And instead of doing it as God says, well, first you need to have the walls in place. You can't put plumbing here when there's no wall to support it. You can't put wires here without there being walls to support it. And I'm seeing all the big picture of all the things that needs to be done, and I'm trying to tackle them all. And it could be that I will have a hand in all those things. Could be that God sends me people to help me with some of those tasks. Regardless, I know this, that the biggest thing that I face is I'm losing the journey. It's not a destination, it's a journey. Yes, I could imagine myself living in all the aspects of my big dream, and how I can be full-time and I can be doing all these things and be living a better life. But if I can't even stop and enjoy the life that I have right now, even though there's a lot of aspects of my life right now that I'm not necessarily pleased with, but if this is the place that God's got me, if I can't even enjoy it and improve upon it and build upon it, what good is the destination that I'm trying so hard to reach to? It's kind of like a person who says, well, this aspect of my life is just falling apart, so I'm just going to walk away and abandon it and start fresh and new. And there's times in the Bible it talks about fleeing things, uprooting yourself from situations that are harmful and toxic. But there's also plenty of places where it talks about healing. It talks about growing from where you are. And if I neglect where I am because I'm so, with everything that's within me, reaching, and I mean I'm reaching in every aspect, and I'm seeing what's interesting is I see more progress in things that I'm not even putting that much effort into, And the things that I put the most effort into, I'm not. Maybe that's because God's saying, start over here before you start over here. Or put more emphasis over here. That's something I'll work out with God. But in the meantime, I've got to slow down and at least smell the roses. I see and hear people talking about this pandemic, COVID quarantine time, and how they've actually enjoyed spending time with their family and not having anything to do. For me, it's just been like a normal situation, except for the extra headaches associated with masks and businesses not being open at normal hours and menus being decreased, items you like to eat that's not for sale anymore. Those are the small headaches that I face. But outside of that, I still work just as many hours as I've always worked. I see my kids just as much as I always do. And so I feel like things that others have been getting to experience and learn, maybe I haven't learned it. Maybe I haven't got a chance to see what God was trying to show everybody, is that right now is the most important day. Right now is the most important time. There is a scripture that says today is the day of salvation. We're looking for a certain set of circumstances to all of a sudden set in motion our victory, when our victory is always in motion. My victory is happening right now because it is a puzzle being put together. And yes, if you don't see all the puzzle pieces put in place, you don't see the full picture. But you're seeing, as one piece after another gets in place, you're seeing that picture become more clear. So maybe I've just got a few more pieces in place and all of a sudden I'm seeing some things a little more clear. Because what I was doing was, see, one of the things I do with puzzles is I try to get all the edges and do that perimeter. It's the most easiest way for me to start and work a puzzle, because I know then that every other piece goes somewhere on the inside. And if I'm just randomly trying to put pieces together, it's a lot harder. But if I can work from the outside in or the inside out, God likes to work from the inside out. But if I can go from one direction to the next, it's a lot easier to handle. I cannot let my dreams, my visions rob me from right now. If it has to wait a day, it waits a day. If it has to be next week before it gets cut and the song gets recorded, it's next week. I can't sacrifice today my own sanity of just breathing. If it takes me, and I don't believe it will, but if it takes me 5 years to get all that I see happening to where it needs to be, so be it. God knows where I'm at, and God knows how to get me where He wants to get me. I just know that He loves me no matter what. He's working on my future. He's working on your future. But you got to stop and breathe. You also got to stop and listen to Him. And when all you're doing, when all I'm doing is working toward what I know He wants me to be, but I don't ever stop and listen to Him, how's it going to help me? How's it going to help you achieve the things you're working for? There, I said it.